believe the date was November 12th of just last year. Was in Santa Cruz vacationing, doing what I love and have a passion for and grew up doing, surfing. And it was just a beautiful day, and out there with a good buddy of mine, and little did I know it, I ended up having the onset of a heart attack out in the water while I was surfing. Ultimately, I was able to make it to the hospital in a quick time. I was able to have surgery where they did a catheterization, got a stent into my heart. I learned that there was later, obviously, that I had a full 100% blockage in my LAD, which is the lower anterior descending artery, which is one of the main arteries in the heart. 3 months later, in February, I went on a family vacation, had an opportunity to go snowboarding, another one of my passions. I was going up the ski lift to the top of the mountain. I started having these same symptoms that occurred on the first heart attack. Little did I know, I'm getting hit with another heart attack, another full 100% blockage where they had put in the first stent. I remember thinking, you know, here we are, we come up here, I just recovered from this first heart attack, I got clearance to go back and do what I love and have a passion for and enjoy, you know, God's beautiful creation, and here I am going down the sled behind ski patrol thinking, you gotta be kidding me, am I really having a second heart attack, you know, 3 months later after I just got a clean bill of health? I'm at a very high risk for other complications to occur down the road. I'm on several blood thinners to prevent further complications going down the road. Which are my biggest limitations for my employment, and then also for living an active lifestyle. I think there's a lot of frustration, self-examination that kind of goes on, and testing of, in my case, my faith with Christ, and that occurred because I'm a very active 33-year-old and love to run, go to the gym, surf, snowboard.
You can imagine the emotion probably going through Justin's wife's heart when he and I jumped on jet skis about a month ago and headed out around the lake. Not doing a lot of here in Justin, but I know it's been tough, and it's been beautiful, and it's been frustrating, and in many ways we open up Philippians and we see that same struggle going on in Paul's life of sorting out the incredible joy in light of the struggle that the life that we're called and invited to live now brings us. What does that look like for you as a dad, as a husband, and just someone trying to serve the Lord in this life?
I think one of the toughest things is, as many of you know, Nick and I spend a lot of time on the lake and camping and barbecuing together. It's always a big joke. He's throwing on his burger, a nice big juicy red burger on the grill, and lately I've been throwing on a veggie burger. Anyway, the coach gives me a hard time, but it's all good. But that's just a small piece of some of the difficult things I have to go through where I'm radically changing my eating habits and my nutrition. Another one of the biggest things probably that I'm having to deal with, it's just, I mentioned in the video just briefly, is the lack of physical activities that I can be involved in. I'm one of those guys that's go, 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 constantly like to do something. I don't spend too much time sitting down on the couch or reading like I should. So that's been very difficult, just the physical limitations and spending time with my close friends and family and being very restricted in what I can do.
One of the things that we've talked about even today, and I know it's been a huge value and priority in your life, is that idea of just intentional relationships. And I know from the moment that all this took place, there were a lot of people around your life that with just real intent came alongside and have continued to walk with you, pray with you through this. Share with us what that's looked like, felt like, and sort of how that's been for you.
Yeah, it's been incredible. It's one of those things where I just can't put a value on it. It's been so instrumental and priceless. From the time that I was going through the first heart attack to all the way to, today as we sit here. But I mean, I specifically remember going through that first heart attack and having that feeling of just being scared and not knowing what was going on, and the feeling of literally my body just shutting down. And I remember sitting in the hospital bed and my wife walking into the emergency room, and the first thing I told her, I said, "Babe, just get on the phone and start calling people. Call my parents, call Aunt Kathy, just have them start praying for me." And just to be able to lean on that and have faith there and know how powerful prayer can be. And then all the way to after surgery, I remember waking up and just being surrounded in the hospital room with a number of just close, great friends from our small group Bible study, all the way to having meals brought to us, to having guys, brothers of Christ come over and shovel the driveway. As I remember, after the second heart attack, right after we had all the big storms, as I'm sure many of you remember, and coming over, I can't run a chainsaw, so they're over there helping me, limb trees so we can get out of the driveway and I can make it to the doctor's appointment. So I mean, they're just all throughout this entire journey, and still today, just those relationships have been instrumental in just giving me, more peace and more joy throughout this, tough time and these trials I'm facing.
And you talked in the first service about the grace of God kind of covering you in light of the struggle and the frustration. What does that look like? I mean, that's certainly what we see Paul kind of oozing out, that even in prison, and there's this amazing grace. And we experience that in different ways in our struggles. What's that look like from your seat the last 6-8 months?
I think initially after this first heart attack, and then even more so after the second one, I started questioning myself. Why am I having to go through this a second time? This second one, for reasons I won't get into detail, but because of the first procedure, things could have been avoided. So it's so easy to start blaming people and going, really, I'm going through this whole thing again. I just got this clean bill of health, and I just almost recovered 100%. Here I am. I just went backwards again. And it's just so easy to build on that frustration and start blaming. But I think through relationships, whether it's encouragement from my wife or from you, Nate, or other brothers and sisters in Christ, in prayer, it's just I've been able to step back and go, you know what? How's God working this out for the good? And what does He have in store for me? And what is His plan for the rest of my time here? So, and that's what I'm currently dealing with. I'm definitely in a lot better place than I was a few months back, and just kind of being able to listen to God and try to have my eyes open and see where He's directing me and how He's going to use this for the good. And I think one way that I know that if this hadn't occurred, I've been able to be a lot bolder probably with sharing my faith and sharing the power of prayer, and to whether it's coworkers or friends who just flat out don't have a relationship with the Lord, or maybe you're struggling in that area. So that's been really a really neat thing to be able to share and give that boldness.
Well, thanks for letting us share in what God's doing in you, even this morning. So,
thanks.